1. The shocking origin of humanity. Humanity's first contact with the ruins of the Dyson Sphere began as a moment of wonder and excitement. The structure was unlike anything Earth's brightest minds had ever conceived. A celestial megastructure built around a dead star. Its surface was ancient and crumbling, a testament to the unimaginable intelligence that must have created it. But as exploratory drones ventured deeper into its core, they found something no one expected: traces of human DNA encoded into the machinery of the ancient structure. The implications were staggering. Genetic analysis confirmed the DNA was identical to ours, but its age was impossible to reconcile. Over 1 million years old, predating the existence of Homo sapiens on Earth. The Dyson Sphere wasn't built by an alien civilization. It was built by us, or rather, a version of humanity so ancient it had become myth. Ancient databanks within the sphere contained logs written in a language eerily similar to Sumerian, detailing the builders' motivations. This long-lost civilization had reached a technological pinnacle far beyond what modern humanity could imagine. Faced with the inevitability of their own extinction, they sought to preserve their legacy by scattering the seeds of life across the galaxy. Earth wasn't humanity's cradle, it was one of countless gardens, cultivated as part of a grand experiment to ensure the survival of their species. As the logs were translated, they painted a picture of the builders not as gods or benevolent creators, but as cold, calculating scientists. To them, each seeded planet was a petri dish, and humanity's evolution on Earth was nothing more than one iteration of a grand interstellar experiment. The logs ended with a cryptic warning. Rated the No, the experiment must continue. Deviations will be corrected. The overseers will ensure compliance. The warning sent a chill through every researcher on the project. It seemed to imply that the builders had put mechanisms in place to monitor or perhaps control their creations. Were they still watching? Had they ever stopped? Humanity had uncovered its origins, but the answers only raised more terrifying questions. The discovery turned the world on its head. Religions, philosophies, and science itself were forced to confront a paradigm shift. Humanity wasn't special, but rather the product of an ancient, forgotten civilization's fear of mortality. The realization was humbling, terrifying, and inspiring all at once. But as humanity prepared to embrace its newfound identity as the galaxy's children, the warning of the overseers loomed large, an ominous shadow over what should have been a triumphant revelation. Ending sentence. Humanity had always sought to find its place among the stars, but now, as the heirs of a million-year-old legacy, we realized that the stars had never stopped watching us. 2. The Overseers, humanity's forgotten failsafe. 6 months after the discovery of the Dyson Sphere and its revelations, the galaxy answered back. Humanity's initial excitement over uncovering its origins turned into horror when massive, silent vessels appeared in the skies of distant colonies. These ships, impossibly large and alien in their design, exuded a cold, mechanical malevolence. They made no attempts at communication. They didn't issue warnings, they simply acted. Entire planets were wiped clean in a matter of moments. Colonies that had taken decades to establish were reduced to lifeless husks. The pattern was the same. The overseers would arrive, observe for hours, then unleash devastating waves of energy that obliterated everything in their path. There was no time to mount a defense, no chance for survival. Humanity's fleet scrambled to counter this threat, but nothing worked. Missiles and railguns bounced off their impenetrable shields. Advanced AI systems faltered against the Overseers' incomprehensibly sophisticated countermeasures. Humanity's finest minds and most advanced technology seemed like crude toys against these ancient enforcers. The captured archives of the Dyson Sphere finally revealed the purpose of these mechanical monsters. The Overseers were the builder's failsafe, a mechanism designed to prevent any seeded branch of humanity from becoming too powerful or divergent. They were the gardeners of the galaxy, and humanity, in their eyes, was a weed that had grown out of control. The psychological toll of this revelation was as devastating as the physical attacks. Humanity had always seen itself as a beacon of progress, a rising star among the cosmos. Now, they were confronted with the reality that they were nothing more than an experiment gone awry in the eyes of their creators. The Overseers' existence posed a horrifying question. If humanity's creators feared them so much, what monstrous potential lay dormant within us? Yet, even in the face of such overwhelming destruction, humanity refused to surrender. There was a defiance, a refusal to bow to the cold judgment of their makers. Survivors on every world banded together, driven by a collective fury and an unshakable determination. If the Overseers were meant to extinguish humanity, then humanity would rise to prove them wrong. As the Overseers continued their relentless campaign, Earth's greatest minds and leaders began to rally around a singular purpose: survival. A daring plan was hatched to capture one of the Overseer ships intact. If they could understand the enemy, perhaps they could find a way to fight back. In the midst of despair, humanity found a spark of hope. Against all odds, they succeeded in boarding and disabling a damaged Overseer vessel, salvaging its systems for study. What they found within was both terrifying and exhilarating. The Overseers were not invincible. Their programming was ancient, their algorithms rigid. For all their power, they lacked the adaptability that defined humanity. Ending sentence. The Overseers came to judge humanity as an unworthy aberration, but in their cold calculation, they overlooked one vital truth. Humans were never just the product of design. We were the masters of defiance. 3 monsters. The war for legacy. Humanity's fight against the Overseers was unlike any war it had ever faced. The enemy was relentless, methodical, and incomprehensibly advanced. Planets burned, colonies were annihilated, and billions of lives were lost in the opening salvos of a conflict that seemed hopeless. Earth became the central stronghold, the final bastion of resistance, in a galaxy that appeared determined to erase its presence. But humanity had one trait the Overseers underestimated: ingenuity. When Earth's fleets captured and reverse-engineered parts of a disabled Overseer ship, the knowledge gained was revolutionary. Their weapons were powered by exotic energy fields, their navigation systems designed to traverse hyperspace with pinpoint accuracy, and their defensive shields were thought to be impenetrable, until now. With this newfound understanding, humanity adapted. Prototypes of hybrid human-Overseer technology began rolling off assembly lines in secret orbital facilities. From the ashes of destruction rose a new breed of warships, each one designed not just to withstand the Overseers, but to strike back. While the Overseers were masters of brute power, humanity excelled at unpredictability, improvisation, and adaptation. The first true victory came at the Battle of Epsilon Prime, where a small human fleet lured an overseer dreadnought into a trap. Using a combination of stealth technology, gravitational distortions, and coordinated attacks, humanity achieved the impossible. They destroyed one of the Overseer's mightiest ships. The victory was more than tactical, it was symbolic. For the first time, the galaxy saw that the Overseers were not invincible. The war intensified. Each battle became a desperate, high-stakes gamble. For every victory, humanity suffered devastating losses. But with each engagement, they learned, adapted, and grew stronger. Overseer ships that once seemed unstoppable began to falter under the coercive relic of the past, became humanity's most valuable asset. The Dyson Sphere, long thought to be a relic of the past, became humanity's most valuable asset. Engineers discovered dormant weapons systems within the sphere, massive energy cannons capable of annihilating entire fleets in a single blast. The war climaxed in a final all-or-nothing confrontation above Earth. The Overseers brought their full might, a fleet so massive it blotted out the stars. Earth's defenders rallied every remaining ship, every weapon, and every ounce of courage. Using the Dyson Sphere's reactivated systems, humanity unleashed an energy wave of unprecedented scale, obliterating the Overseer fleet in a blinding explosion visible across the solar system. The aftermath of the battle was bittersweet. Humanity had survived, but the cost was staggering. Entire planets lay in ruins, and Earth itself bore the scars of a war that nearly ended its existence. Yet, in their victory, humanity reclaimed something invaluable: their legacy. No longer were they mere pawns in the experiment of the ancient builders. They were its masters, the true heirs of the galaxy. Ending sentence, as the smoke cleared and humanity stood victorious, one truth became undeniable. We were no longer fighting for survival. We were fighting to build a legacy that would outshine even the stars. For the return of the Builder's shadow. With the Overseers defeated, humanity stood on the precipice of a new era. For the first time in the war's brutal history, there was silence in the void. The galaxy, once filled with the cries of the dying and the unyielding roar of battle, now seemed eerily calm. Humanity had emerged triumphant, wielding the legacy of the ancient builders to secure their place among the stars. The celebration of victory, however, was short-lived. As humanity's scientists and engineers began exploring the remnants of Overseer technology and the vast depths of the Dyson Sphere, they uncovered secrets that should have remained buried. Deeper than the databanks where humanity's origins were recorded, beyond the systems that had been repurposed for the war effort, lay a hidden archive, sealed beyond layers of incomprehensible encryption. After months of effort, the archive was finally decrypted, revealing a final, chilling message from the builders. Greater than the Overseers were the first test, the second phase has already begun. The experiment's true purpose approaches completion. At first, the meaning of the message eluded them. Was it a warning, a promise, or something else entirely? Then came the sightings. Strange signals from the galactic core, faint but unmistakable, began appearing in humanity's deep space scans. Ships sent to investigate vanished without a trace, and on the Dyson Sphere itself, once dormant systems began to reactivate. The most startling discovery came when humanity decoded a new signal originating from the galactic core. It wasn't Overseer technology, it was something far older. The builders hadn't just created the Overseers as a failsafe, they had left behind a final safeguard, a contingency for their ultimate experiment, the Returners. Unlike the overseers, which operated as gardeners, pruning their galactic gardens, the returners were something else entirely: judges. Their purpose was to evaluate the fitness of their creations, not merely to contain or destroy, but to determine whether humanity deserved to inherit the Builder's full legacy or face obliteration. The returners were still shrouded in mystery, but every clue pointed to one harrowing conclusion: their arrival was imminent. As humanity began to comprehend the scale of what was coming, a profound shift took place. Victory over the overseers had united them as never before. But now, faced with a far greater challenge, humanity's resolve hardened even further. Earth's leaders, scientists, and soldiers came together to prepare, not just for another war, but for an event that could redefine the very fabric of existence. The Builder's shadow loomed over every decision. Questions that had long haunted humanity grew louder. What were the Builders truly afraid of? Were they protecting their creations from external threats, or from themselves? Most importantly, what would the returners demand, and would humanity be able to meet their expectations? Despite the overwhelming uncertainty, humanity refused to succumb to fear. If the Builders had designed them as a galactic experiment, then humanity would prove they were more than a test. They weren't just remnants of a forgotten past, they were architects of a bold and limitless future. Ending sentence. The stars now bore witness to a new chapter in the Builder's experiment, as humanity prepared not to run or hide, but to meet the returners head-on, not as subjects of judgment, but as a species ready to claim its place among the gods. Counsel of the story: we thought wrong. Humanity believed it was a newcomer to the galactic stage. Fragile and insignificant. That illusion shattered when explorers discovered an ancient Dyson Sphere containing human DNA over 1 million years old. Records revealed humanity was seeded across the galaxy by an ancient precursor civilization, our own distant ancestors, the Builders. Earth was just one of their gardens, part of an experiment to ensure their survival. This revelation was overshadowed by the arrival of the overseers, mechanical enforcers sent to prune humanity for growing too powerful. Outmatched, humanity suffered immense losses until they captured an overseer ship and uncovered its vulnerabilities. Using hybrid technologies and the Dyson Sphere's ancient weaponry, humanity mounted a desperate resistance and ultimately defeated the overseers in a climactic battle above Earth. But as the dust settled, humanity discovered a chilling truth. The overseers were just the beginning. The Builders had left another failsafe: the returners, judges far more powerful than the overseers, meant to determine whether humanity deserved to inherit the Builders' full legacy. As signals from the galactic core heralded the returners' arrival, humanity resolved to face this ultimate test, ready to prove that they were more than an experiment. They were the rightful heirs to the stars.